Stephanie Milky here, aka KetoMOM, or often called mom, sis, Steffi, daughter, wife, aunt, and friend. Just like many of you, I carry a lot of titles. My favorite title is mom. I should probably say wife, which takes a lot of my time. But let's be honest, if you want to do something and do it well, you will make the time for it. Commitment is hard because we find ourselves overcommitted, but when you practice prioritizing, you will find out what is actually important and what you can let go. With the KetoMOM podcast, you will learn together how to manage our time, commit to the most important things in life, and I will equip you with the tools you need to feel qualified each step of the way. My name is Stephanie Milky, and welcome to the KetoMOM Secrets podcast. Good afternoon. Welcome to KetoMOM. My name is Stephanie, and we are diving into the intro of this book. So as you're tuning in, I would love to know, where are you tuning in from? If you're watching live, happy Valentine's Day. Let me ask you this question. Do you celebrate Valentine's Day, Love Day, Heart Day, whatever you want to call it? I jokingly say it's Target's holiday, but are you going out? Do you do gifts? Like, what do you do for Valentine's Day? It would be fun to know. I told my kids, we took you to the Bahamas. That was your gift. But today, actually, our family has a day full of appointments with dentists, and one of our oldest daughters, she's 15, has to go in and get her wisdom teeth checked because we may have to yank those babies out. So fun. It is going to be a fun Valentine's Day, talking to all of the dentists. That's what we're doing. So what are you doing for Love Day today? So as you're tuning in, if you have no idea, if you've just found yourself here on KetoMOM, here at any point in time, you can send me a message, you can ask questions. I have been posting here for almost 8 years. And so in general, there's tons of recipes, tons of things of how to get started if you want to learn about keto tips or food or lifestyle or mindset. I do that here in the mornings. Ketones, I've been drinking those for almost 8 years. Whatever you're looking for, you can go to ketomomsecrets.com, ask any questions, ask them below, send me a message. I would love to get to know you more. So in general, yes, so some of you are saying your book should be arriving today or Wednesday or Thursday. So here's what I'm doing because I know that you want your book in hand. Somebody just said, my book's coming on Thursday. But yes, some of you just got the Audible book. So you can listen along. I'm just going through the intro of the book. And then I actually had to be adaptable because I have a very skinny little book that I wanted to go through with you today. I'm going to do it tomorrow to give you a fun viewpoint of something that I'll share tomorrow so that I'll wait for some of you to get your books in hand. So, yep, you just got your Audible. I love it. The books are on the way. I did not mail them. I'm sure wherever you ordered them from, they're in the mail. But I do want to give you just a thought for the day from the intro, and then you can take action on it. If you choose to, I would say do it. And then make sure you tune in tomorrow because I'm actually really excited to give you a thought around a carrot, a hard-boiled egg, and a coffee bean. And I'm hoping I had to be adaptable because I was supposed to get that book today. And the reason we didn't go through the book that I'm going to share with you tomorrow is because it's very skinny and I think you can read the entire book in an hour. I'm going to share it with you. So tune in tomorrow. All right. If you have never heard me say this, it's not my quote, but I've learned it from Joseph McClendon. And actually, in general, if you're reading any self-development books to help you, right? Not like a fantasy book, not a fictional book, but a book that really is to help you set goals. You're going to hear most authors or even pastors or other people say your mindset is important. The way you think is important. They've studied it from a science level and it's biblical. And so this is going to be about the power to change, but it's going to start with your thinking and understanding who you are, not just trying to switch the habits of the do, just switching the habits, but understanding the who. And so we'll dive more into that in the upcoming days. But I want to read something to you, give you an action step, as my husband is behind the screen. And we'll just go from there. So we went through the intro yesterday, and at any point in time, ketomomsecrets.com, click on book club, and you can go ahead and catch up on the other ones that we've done. So in the intro, Pastor Craig Groeschel is saying this. He goes, this might sound depressing. He goes, but if you've never seen transformation, if you've been wanting to see transformation, if it's been years, why assume you will see transformation and change in the future? He goes, how will something change if nothing changes? He goes, tragically, this is where many people give up. They say to themselves, I can't change, so I'm going to stop trying. I don't want that to be you. I believe that everybody on the Keto Mom page is striving after better, to be a better version of you so that you can pour into others. This isn't about being selfish. This isn't about, I know there's this whole self-care, and I do believe that self-care is important. I think it can go a little overboard, but it's important to take care of you and your mindset so that you can overflow into the other people around you, which in general will tie into tomorrow, and we'll talk about if you are a carrot, a hard-boiled egg, or a coffee bean. We will see. All right, so he says this. The good news is that we can learn how to change, and but we're going to start with, you need to experience change that actually lasts. We have to focus on the who, not the do. The who is you. Who are you? What is your identity? How do you see yourself? Because out of that, you will be able to create healthy habits, different systems, and long-lasting change. That is the point of this book. And so here's the exercise if you choose to participate, whether you have the book or not. He basically says this. For your first exercise, which I love, because if you're playing full out and you really want change in your life, you're going to do the exercise. You're going to do the actions. The biggest thing I tell people, I say that a lot about a lot of things. And so there's a lot of big things I like to say. One of the things I think is very, very important is there's so much information out there, whether you're watching me on the Keto Mom page, you're reading books, you're watching so many other people that talk about keto and low carb and getting healthy, and maybe it has nothing to do with keto. But in general, he says this here, right? He gives you an action step to take action. If you are a consumer of knowledge, if you are a consumer of books and listening to people, that's incredible. If you don't actually take what you learn and put it into action, then there's no reason to learn it, right? The point is to put it into action. So I love this book because it goes through, you guys, it'll be a simple read because it's a couple pages and then an action step. So I'm going to share it with you today. He goes, the first exercise, we have to lay some groundwork by personalizing what you're going to do. He goes, I'm going to ask you to write down the behaviors that you want to change. I want you to forget the times that you've attempted to initially change. We're not talking about the past. You're not going to wallow in like, I've already tried this. We're not going to think about that at all. He goes, I want you to wipe the slate clean. Allow yourself some grace and to agree to make some new beginnings. You may have the same goals, but you'll have to refresh your approach. Consider any change you desire, even one you may have been you've given up on a long time ago, and let's get resetting. We're going to refresh it. We're going to reveal who you are, your identity. So here's what we're going to do. He gave some examples. This is the action step. Are you ready? He goes, I want you to write down your starts, the behaviors that you want to change. And I also want you to write down the stop behaviors you want to get rid of. And he gave some examples. He goes, here's some start things that somebody might want to start. I'll give you, try to get your brain going. He goes, maybe you want to start growing in your commitments, losing 20 pounds, feeling closer to God, breathe new life into my marriage, get out of debt, be consistent in my Bible readings, escape a toxic relationships or exercise. What do you want to start? That's all we're doing. We're not thinking about the past. We're not reminiscing over the things I've not done. We're not looking at the New Year's resolutions going like, I already quit. Like, all you're going to do is start with this book and you're going to, what do I want to start? And then the opposite, he goes, what do you want to stop? I want to stop stressing out, showing frustration, being impatient, being late, overeating, drinking excessively, procrastination, and thinking negatively. So all you're going to do from now until you get your book, or from now until we actually start with part 1, this is just the introduction, is get a piece of paper, keep it in your book, and you can go, I'm going to start. Here's what I want to start. And then here's some things I want to stop. Make a list. Even if it's one thing, write it down. It's going to be super important. And then the next couple of days, just continue to tune into the page. We'll start part 1. And this is what he says. I'm just going to read you the very beginning of it. He goes, here's the truth that you need to embrace. if you're ever going to change, you do what you do because of what you think of you. And it all goes back to, honestly, the books that we've been going through for the last 2 years on this page. Your thinking. If you get up and you're thinking, I have to, and I don't want to, and I can't believe this, and you're griping about your day, then guess what? How do you think your day is going to go? If you get up and you say to yourself, this is the day that the Lord has made, I will rejoice and be glad in it, even if you have to force it out of yourself because maybe the morning hasn't gone your way, and even if you have to choose and make yourself smile, and you're like, no, I get to go to work. I get to, oh, hold on a second. I get to, oh no. You guys, my internet went out on my, oh, we're back. All right. Anyways, it's going to be great. Your mindset is important. The last thing I'm going to leave you with, I have said this many times. If you know it, you can say it with me. If you don't, I would encourage you to write it down and learn it. As I think, so I feel. As I feel, so I do. As I do, so I have. It's an awareness for you. As I think, so I feel creates a feeling. As I feel, so I do creates an action. And what you do is the results that you have. All right. This is the book we're going through. For so many of you, it's on the way. Hey, happy Valentine's Day. It's going to be an incredible day. Why? Because you're choosing for it to be an incredible day. Your attitude is important. Pay attention to your thoughts. Continue to tune in. You can always go to ketomomsecrets.com. You can click on recipes, click on how to get started, click on trials or ketones, try my mom fuel, send me a message. I hope you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.